Hello guys and welcome to another episode of Tutorial Tuesdays. Today I will be showing you how to use EQ and like pretty much what it is and why and when you use it in like masters, mixes on different instruments like drums, kicks, 808, whatever, VSTs, pianos, chords, and like why use it, how to use it, and yeah, you will pretty much get to know how to use EQ, why it's important in many cases, and like steps and tips and tricks how to get better beats, because that's what we're all about. We want to learn, we want to make better things in the future, and we want to provide better quality, better beats, better everything. And I would just like to mention before we start this video, if you click this top right corner you will get the playlist to all the other Tutorial Tuesdays, so stay tuned for this playlist to grow and expand if you want to learn new things, new mixing things, new tips and tricks, and like pretty much learn more things in FL and like music producing in general. And I will probably get into like marketing and all that stuff later on, like when I have covered a bit of the like basic things and like general things for music producing. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and we'll just get straight into the video and start showing some examples. I just pulled up a beat I made, unfinished beat, and I will just like pretty much go through what I do with it with like EQs. So I will not go through with like every other mixing step. As I had said earlier in like mixing videos or like tutorial videos in general, if you would like to see me making like a beat from nothing, or probably not like me making it, but like mixing it, every stem and everything from the like start to finish, let me know down below in the comments. So before we start this video, if you have any ideas for like future videos, next video like next week, let me know down below in the comments. And yeah, that's it for this. So now we'll just get right to the video and start showing some examples and tips and tricks. So now we have separated all the tracks and sent them to different mixer channels. And I will pretty much start off with like the EQing on all the different things. But before that I will just like really short go through what an EQ is and what it do and why you use it. This is the Parametric EQ2, which is the stock one in FL Studio, and like I like to use just stock things when I do tutorials, just because I want to show people that you can make great beats without having like different like third-party content, mixing plugins, like all that. And also just because like everyone isn't running FL Studio, like probably most of my subscriber is, and like I know a lot of the trap community is, but some use Logic, Ableton, or like Cubase, or like I don't know, there's a lot of programs like Reason, and yeah, it's a lot of those. So yeah, I just want to make it like universal so everyone can benefit and like use the techniques I will show in this video for their own use and for their own beats and all that. So this is an EQ, and the way and why you use it is because either way you wanna like, the simple things is because you wanna make room for all the different like elements and instruments in the track, different sounds, so you pretty much hear them and can tell them apart and all that. And just to clear up things so they don't get like pretty much muddy and clash with each other. So, and like that's a common thing, if in the low end it starts to like face issues and pretty much rumble. So yeah, you cut things, you boost things, and like the reason why you do it is to make room. So this is a cut, just to like show simple things, so you like with them when I start the tutorial for real and like the future tutorials of mixing and all that, then you will know, like if I say I'm gonna cut the mids, cut the highs, like then you will understand what I'm talking about. So cut is when you pretty much cut away frequencies from, you take one of these frequency bands and you cut away frequency, so all this will not be here. and like you can do it wherever, and you can also change the slope, like how much you want, and also like how many decibels you want to do on the octaves. So yeah, you can do a lot of different things. And if you haven't understood it yet, a boost is like the completely different or like complete opposite thing. You just put it up instead and you will get like pretty much a mountain, volcano or something like that. Yeah, which pretty much will boost the sound in the certain area. If we have it here, is the mids, and actually you also see it over here. So this is the mids and like the highs, and then the bass, like sub bass, 808s, and that pretty much the low end if you wanna boost. So yeah, like that's pretty much it for the like super basic things. And as I said, this is the sub bass, like the areas of the bass, and at least this is how it is in FL Studio. I don't know how it is in like different programs, or as you say, DAWs, digital audio workstations. But at least here you can see the sub bass, like pretty much the bass area, the low mid, mids, high mids, treble, like the high end pretty much. And like one more thing before I really start showing you examples and what I do on my kicks, 808s, chords and all that. Like this is with a visualizer, but like that can be good if you are kind of new to this, because you will see if I start playing in sound, but I don't have anything rooted to this channel, but I can just really quick do that. Yeah. As you see now, you get the visualizer right here, which can be good because then you can cut away and like add certain, like in certain places. But like you don't want to trust your eyes more than your ears, because like this is music, this is sound, so the ears are a lot more powerful and useful. Yeah, like that's pretty much every like basic thing I have thought about, and like the thing like pretty much introducing EQ and what it is and why you use it. So we will pretty much get right into the mixing of, well, not mixing, but the mixing phase of EQing all the different elements. So cut to that. So yeah, this is the, just pulled up EQ on the kick, and we just solo it to like just focus on the kick. And to start off, like this will go for all the instruments, all the sounds and everything, even on the master. We will start off by cutting like the lowest part of the lows and the highest part of the highs, just to get away, like as I said earlier, uncertain things and like things you like, unnecessary things that you don't want, and that will just like cause problems, mud up the mix, and like aren't useful, because like as human beings we can't really hear them, and we will not notice any like different. So we'll just do a sweep, and that's where we sweep from left to right or different way around, sweep the EQ, and that's like a thing we do just to detect where we want to stop and like how we want it to be. So we can start off by listening to it now, and you don't really hear the kick, so we'll just start by pulling to the more like lower part of the frequency range, and like now you hear the kick like pretty much in my ears good. So there's the point where I will stop, and like when I don't hear the kick in this case, but like the different or like the instrument and sound I'm using, when I don't hear it's like tweaked in like sound from like the original sound, I will stop, because like now it still sounds like the kick if I turn it off, but if I would stop like here, it's like really thin and doesn't have that thump and the like low end to it. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm talking about. So I will also do the same on the high end. And as you hear now, it's like it sounds, since this is a low pass, sounds like it's like some lo-fi like underwater things, but it isn't. At least not this beat. You could do it, but we will not do it for this tutorial. We just like show the regular things. And like also the case or like the idea behind this tutorial is just to show you how you use the tools, but then because like your beats will not sound like this, and like all my beats doesn't sound like this, so just so you know how to use them and like know what things you want to think about and like consider when you EQ and like cut and boost everything. So if you're going for a lo-fi thing or like a lo-fi type beat, you can do that, but now it's just how we do it and like show it what you do on like all like 9 out of 10 cases. So I will just cut a bit of the highs, but like not too much, because as you heard earlier, it gets like the feel of being underwater, and that's not anything we want right now. It's like somewhere between there, or like even more high end. And yeah, then we come to the boosting and cutting, and by now you already know what it is, so we just make pretty much a cut in like the 56 Hz range, so pretty much in the low end. And that's because we want to make room to the 808, because the 808 we will boost in the same like spectrum, so we'll probably, or like pretty much make the opposite of each other, so pretty much like a yin yang icon on the EQ. So like one of the shapes are dug out and like the other is the opposite, so it's boosted. So yeah, for the kick we will just cut it away a bit right here, make it like a bit more narrower, just to get away like some of the bassness and like the, yeah, pretty much just not to clash and like disturb the 808. So then we will do, instead of cutting as we did right now, we will boost the like low mids, just to get the thumpiness and like easier to cut through the mix on the kick. So we just pull it up a bit, make it a bit narrower, and then just hear where we want to do it. Like general rule of thumb, as I said, low mid somewhere between there, but just if I would like just listen to my ears, I could just like look away and pull it just to hear when I want it, and like that where I stopped there's like pretty much the low mids. So yeah, you will just pull it around and here, and of course you can also look and see the visuals, but as I said earlier, most importantly is your ears, so yeah, listen. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the kick mixing, at least the mixing part where I EQ things, because this is an EQ tutorial, and like if I just mix the whole thing I will do like add more effects and add more things to each of the elements and each of the sounds. But for now we're just doing the EQ, and like of course I could make a beat or like make a tutorial where I mix everything from like nothing to all the sounds and all the effect chains, but like this is just the EQ and pretty much a really basic tutorial showing you how to use the EQ, why and when. So yeah, if you're interested in something like that, just comment down below, and for now, if you will want to see any more tutorials, I have done one on the 808 where I use like EQ and distortion to cut through the mix, pretty much a mixing tutorial but just on 808 as an element as itself. So click the top right hand corner if you want to see that. So yeah, now we will just make the opposite of what we did with the kick. We will boost in the low end, so we just narrow it down like the slope, and the second band, and like not too much, because then we will clip things. So there we have a boost on the low end, and then we will do the same thing but opposite, cutting on the third band, and just to make room for the like thump we added on the kick. So we will narrow it down a bit and put it to the side. Somewhere between there, and like if you want to be super serious and take spend even more time on this, you would want to like open up the kick also, detach this, and okay, it's already detached, and then pull up the kick EQ, and then you can have them pretty much over each other, so you'll see the, like as you see now, we have it boosted in low mids and cut in the low mids on the 808, and then boosted in the lows on the 808 and cut in the lows on the kick. So as you see, as I said earlier, like a yin yang, this will pretty much be the opposite and like fill in each other, so you make room for each other. And I could go on way longer and like EQ all the snare clap and like layers, hi-hats, all that. But by now I think you understand what's going on and like why and how we use the EQ, boosting and making room for each other. So as you see now when I play this, just go with the chords. You see there's like pretty much no low end and more of a high end, and for this certain element and instrument there's like the most action and most sound comes from the mid. So if we just like to show, if we turn down the mids and like pretty much make a cut, like you don't hear so much of the instrument, but if you boost it there, so like if this is a sound you like and like that part is the sound you like, just boost it there and like get even more presence and make it like pop through and like pop in the mix, besides all the other instruments. But as I said, on like all the things I've shown, start with a cut in the low and highs. We can start like from the mid, and then go out to here what we like. But since this is a high-end element and instrument, we will start like even more in the mids. Like pretty much there we can stop, because as you see the visuals, there's like no low end or like nothing in those, and so everything we cut from this will make even more room for the 808 and bass. But like now we don't have a bass, but like 808 kicks and the lower end instruments in the frequency spectrum. So now I will just like make a sweep to the right on the EQ, just to get back the high end from this instrument. Like pretty much there I'm satisfied with the sound, and like I could just pretty much leave it as that and then go with the melody. Like as always, it's pretty much the same process. You start low end. Like this sound is like really narrow since it's just like a pluck. And the technique I would like to show you, just like one you use for like detecting things, and as I said earlier, you cut and add frequency, pretty much boosting. And as we know now, it's just to like make room, so we have like make a ditch and then added boost on the other instruments to make them glue together better and pop from each other. But like even one more technique is to make it super narrow, as I have done now, and then you can make a filter sweep and sweep through the EQ just to hear things you don't do, or like don't hear other if you haven't boosted it super much. So then I will hear like imperfections or like sounds I don't want to hear. like ringing sounds or like sounds I just like in general don't wanna hear. Or like pretty much some kind of like white noise, pretty much just noise you don't wanna hear. Somewhere between there, but don't pull it down too much, cause then like everything here we don't hear it. So like just make little changes and like little cuts. Because now we will get to like delete that bad thing we didn't want, but still have the same same sound. Because if we tweak it too much, it will just get thin and sound like some box and like sound pretty much not sounding as the same instrument we had from the beginning, and like that's not anything we want to do. We want to make it better but not like tweak it too much. So like that's pretty much it for the instruments on EQing, and now we'll just show real quick what I do in master for EQing. Like this will go real fast because it's just EQing. And as I said earlier, if you want me to make like any video of this, leave it down in the comments. And if you want to see like a certain video mixing or mastering, in this case mastering, like the master chain I'm using when I pretty much upload beats, leave it down below and I will be sure to cover like all the compression buses and like everything I do, limiting and all that. So now we'll just do the pretty much the EQing part, and then it's like really simple. And since this is a master, you don't want to tweak it too much, because then it will affect everything coming out. So we'll not solo anything, I will just play the whole track or the whole beat. And then make a sweep to the left to get the low end back. And then make like the exact same thing on the high end. Start from the middle, go out. And as you hear now, like the beat will clear up and you will hear the high end. So something about that, we will stop right there. And then like usually, or like every time when I do the mastering, I use a bus compression and also like regular compressions. And like when you compress anything, if you don't want to know what it is, it takes like the highest in volume and the lowest and make them close, or pretty much compress them. It like narrows the dynamic range of the sound and instruments. So you don't want to do that too much also, like then it's what we call like everything is squashed, or like something will just sound really flat. But if we compress it, as you see, this goes from 1 to 10 in FL. So the sound comes from all these different channels and goes to the master. Starts with the, in this case, the EQ, and then if we add a compression here to get it like a bit more narrow and not like the high tops and like any low in volume, just to like make it a bit more dynamic. So then if we make a compression, like everything we have cut down earlier, and like especially for like regular instruments, if we do the narrow cuts in the middle, like a lot of cuts, then if we use a compression, we will compress everything up. So all the bad things we have deleted will go up again. So then the thing you do is just to add, if we say the slot 2 is compression, then we just add another EQ on top of that. So we cut away everything we boosted, like all the bad things. Because if you compress everything, you don't just compress any like certain point, if it's not a multi-band compression. And that's another thing I use when I master. So if you want to see any tutorial on multi-band compressions or like anything pretty much, as I said in all these tutorials and like all the videos, if you want to see anything, just leave it down below. So like that's pretty much it for this video. I have shown you like how and why and when I use it, and like EQ and compression is like the two most important things. Like that, those two like plugin types, and leveling is by far, in my opinion, the like most important post-production when you have done like the melodies, added the chords, like pretty much made the beat, but it's not like finalized. So yeah, I would just like to thank you for watching another of these videos, and click in the top right corner if you want to see like all the other Tutorial Tuesday videos. I've uploaded the like latest Tuesdays, and as I said earlier, leave a comment down below if you want to see like any special Type Beat Tuesdays the next Tuesday or like in the future. And just like this video if you like the content, and especially this video, and subscribe, like finally subscribe to this channel if you want to see more of these tutorials and more of the type beats, like beat upload, regular beat uploads when I make beats. And I also talked a bit about it a bit earlier, that I will start making challenge Sundays, like a series. Like I'm going on summer break really soon, so then I will have the time to make those. So like just stay tuned to all that and subscribe if you like the content. So without further ado, I will see you in the next video. So till then, take care.